call the meeting to order for January the 9th, 2017. And if the clerk would please take the roll.
Councilmember Archibald. Here. Councilmember Ashford.
Present.
Councilmember Harris.
Here.
Councilmember Lewandowski.
Here.
Councilmember Ruiz.
Here.
Councilmember Warden.
Here.
Mayor Rapp.
Here. You have before you the minutes from the special meeting of December the 12th and the regular meeting of December the 12th, 2016. Is there a motion to receive and file?
So moved, Madam Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Ashford, is there a second?
Support.
Councilmember Archibald, is there any additions or deletions?
Mayor Rapp.
Yes, Councilmember Warden.
I just have one addition. I'd like to, for the second meeting there, December 12th, the minutes for the 7 p.m. meeting. I just would like to have the minutes reflect that there was, in that agenda packet initially provided to us, there was, it was December 8th, and I think the agenda packet finally was amended, or a letter was included from McMorran Authority, November, I think it was dated November 10th, 2016, requesting to have the authority, or the Articles of Incorporation to be amended. And I just want the minutes to reflect that me as a council member, I didn't have any knowledge of that letter until that, actually that Monday, December 12th. So I didn't see it in the minutes. I'd like to have it reflected.
It wasn't in the minute.
Well, that's not normally something that would be in the minutes.
It wouldn't be in the minutes.
Your comments of individual council members do not go into the minutes. If it was an action item or something like that, or a change of anything like that, or if you wanted to reflect that the meeting was, the letter was handed out, we can do that. But whether you objected to, or the fact that you did or didn't see it before, would not be something that would go into the minutes.
Okay, that was just a
But we can-
request.
We can add in there that the letter was distributed that evening.
I resent out the agenda. I didn't redistribute it.
You did send it out with it.
When I re-gave out the letter or the agenda packet with the electronic link to the agenda that had the new, I gave a description that, this letter was left off.
So the letter was given to us ahead of
Yes,
time.
prior to the
So-
council meeting.
Okay.
I think what you're stating is that you didn't get a chance to review your email before you came to the meeting and weren't aware of the extra letter.
Yeah, and even that letter itself being November 10th, I never knew anything about it until, anything to do with that request, until that 7 o'clock meeting.
It was sent out electronically to
Okay.
you prior to the 7 o'clock meeting.
On Monday though, right? Yeah, on the 12th?
Well, I'm not sure what day
Okay.
did I send that?
That's
Was
it.
On Monday?
It was
Can I
before.
make a statement that it's helpful if you do check it once before the council meeting?
Yep.
Because sometimes a change has happened.
Yep.
Before the start of the meeting.
No problem. Yep.
Madam Mayor, and then in most cases, they're supporting evidence, substantiating, helping to clarify something that someone had asked prior on the agenda that's relating to an agenda item. Supporting documentation.
Mayor Rapp.
You look like you wanted to say something. Councilmember
Just
Greco.
in relationship to Scott's point of view, when you look at the December 8th agenda that we got, in the original agenda, proposed agenda that we got that time, did not have that document that reflected that was made on December the 10th. Yet-
November
Yeah.
10th.
Yet what eventually showed up was a letter dated December 6th, or December 10th. from
November
Mark
10th.
Neal.
Yeah, it's November 10th.
November
sorry.
the
And,
10th.
yeah, and
A month
November the
before.
10th, and it was reflected backward.
Yeah,
And I think that's, we're saying, we got a document that was 2 days newer, yet it reflects back on the original thing.
okay.
Yep, please.
So you're questioning the fact that the letter was dated one time and then it didn't go on the agenda until December? Is that what you're asking?
No, I guess what Scott has brought up, the fact is, the original agenda wasn't amended, did not have that letter December the 10th on there,
November 10th.
or November the 10th on there. And then it
She
was,
sent an
Right.
email out saying that it was accidentally not included and
So
was
next-
included
yeah.
afterwards.
Madam Mayor, you were aware of the letter before the council meeting, though, correct?
No, I don't think he was.
I received an email from Councilman Warden detailing some concerns of the letter, I believe on the Saturday before the
No,
meeting.
I didn't have the letter at that time. Actually, that's why I had no idea about it, so that's why I was asking all these questions. And then that letter came on Monday, you're saying in an email.
Which
That's
was
the first
sent
that I
at
knew.
about 9:16.
It probably would have eliminated a lot of my questions of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of what's going on, because I didn't know. So, that's all. My questions in that is not, I had no idea about that letter from Mark Neal, so.
So the letter I have dated December 11th from Scott Warden regarding the letter that was on the agenda on the 12th? Is that the one in question?
Say it again?
The letter was sent out to council. I have an email that went to council on December 11th with some of the concerns you addressed about the letter. So the
I don't know
council
about the
did
letter.
have it beforehand, the Saturday beforehand.
They had it before the meeting.
Correct.
But after the original agenda went out.
Correct.
Yes. So we could so note that, and that's,
Thanks.
okay?
Yeah.
Can you clarify for me, what am I noting in the minutes?
Just note that the letter went out after the original agenda, but was delivered to council prior to the meeting.
And where shall I note this in the minutes? With the
With the
actual item
Yes,
itself? Okay.
Yes, with the item itself, okay? On the resolution, okay?
Okay.
So now we're back to the minutes. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll move on. Public comment time. If there's anyone in the audience who wishes to address the council this evening on any agenda item or other city matter, please come forward. Give us your name, and you have 4 minutes. Seeing no one, I will declare public comment closed and move on to consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Archibald, is there a second?
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Ashford. We will take the vote on the consent items.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes, the items on the consent agenda were receiving and filing a notification from the Michigan Liquor Control Commission on an application to transfer ownership to Electric Spirit Shop from Kevin and Kenneth Kenya of an SDD and SDD licenses for 3407 Electric Avenue, known as Webster's Party Store, confirming and approving a single lot special assessment for the cost of demolishing a dangerous structure at 1516 Division Street, scheduling public hearing for January the 23rd about the general needs and community development, housing and special services utilizing CDBG and home funds, another one on February the 27th to hear comments on the proposed 2017 annual action plan. Also, a public hearing on February 13th to hear comments concerning liquor licensees, delinquent in payment of taxes, income tax reporting payments, or utilities, approving the reappointment of Diane Horn, Sally Jett, and Rose Coda to the Beautification Commission with terms to expire January 30th, 2020, approving the Zoning Board of Appeals appointment of Jim Wu as alternate with a term to expire July 1, 2018, the appointment of Robert Clegg with a term to expire July 1, 2019, and the adjustment of alternate Patrick McFarland's appointment expiration to July 1st, 2019. That is all the items that are on the consent agenda. We are now from the city manager, number 1, please.
Is accepting the proposal from Vortex Midwest in the amount of $50,000 for the construction of a splash pad within Knox Park, which also includes the purchase and installation of the selected splash pad equipment and features.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Archibald, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Harris. Is there discussion?
Yes, Mayor Rep.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem Ashford.
Yeah, I just want to mention once again that I think this is a great thing for the neighborhood, and I would just like a little bit of explanation around the design itself, in terms of expectations, or is it the design, does it speaks to anything in terms of a theme?
Good evening, Mayor Rep, City Council, City Manager. There's no particular theme to it, but one thing that we were very excited about when the bids came in, Vortex, we had originally expected all ground sprays, and they actually had above ground coming with it as well. So you can see the photo there. So we're very excited with this bid. It's actually more than we expected.
Right. Yeah, it looks nice, and I like the above ground, because I was thinking to myself, they could stay home with their garden hose if they wanted them underneath.
Yes.
So this does go the extra mile.
Yes.
So this is good.
We were very satisfied with this bid, and their design we thought was very good, so
Okay, great job, thank you.
thank you.
Madam Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
In addition to just a splash pad, Nancy and Ben and his team are also working on additional benches, screening, possible fencing around it to make it more safe and secure to the roads. If you could speak to that a little bit as well.
Yes, yeah, we've been, with the companies, looking at putting in some fencing and, like James said, benches and things like that. We're still in the process of getting funding for it, but as you can see where the location of the splash pad is at this point, we've kind of placed it in a safe area so that we can kind of do this as the funds come in for this. And also, the utilities is very close in that area, so all the work is going to be done by us, bringing the utilities in, water, sewer, electric. So it's going to be should be a very simple process, really.
Oh, okay.
And the start date?
As soon as the ground's thawed, we're hoping to have it done by Memorial
Since it
Weekend.
thaws.
Yep.
There you go.
Just
Yes,
one
go
more, if I may, Madam Mayor. Just as a suggestion, and we were kind of worried about, not really worried, but, like a theme or something to connect that part in the history of that area. And I was thinking, like we did the Audrey Pack, the benches, if you open that up to benches, and they could be in memory of a significant, whomever out there. Maybe you can do something with that.
We already have a program like that, so
Yeah.
we absolutely are, we are absolutely open to
Yeah.
memorial benches. If anybody would like to buy one, we can certainly, we're all for that, absolutely.
Well, I
So,
don't want you to throw it out at me. I just want you to make it, I want you to make it a part of your strategy
Yes.
and deal with the public
Yes.
on it, and maybe, you can get some, not publicity, some help out there in trying to define that and some presence. Yeah.
absolutely.
You should want to have presence, that's quality.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor Rep.
Yes, anyone else?
Mayor Rep,
Councilmember Warden?
I just want to say this is just just a great addition, especially that area, just to kind of spread, when summers get hot, a little walk over. It's a great community over there, and I like to see, especially with that gift, I think was received back, was it December or November that we heard about it? This is, it's going to be outstanding, even though we're in the middle of winter. It's definitely appreciate everybody involved in this to give that little, another amenity to our city. Thank you.
It's a great addition to Knox Park, so.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes, item 2, please.
Accepting the bid from,
Excuse me.
accepting the bid from Insidiform Technologies USA LLC in the amount of $129,918.70 for the 2016-17 sewer lining project.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Mayor Pro Tem Ashford, is there a second?
Support?
Councilmember Ruiz, is there discussion?
Mayor, can we
Yes.
have an explanation behind this?
Mayor, Council, you're just looking for an update or
Just what the project involves, I think.
what we do. This project last occurred in the 10-11 fiscal year, in which we have a year-long sewer project. We have identified sanitary sewer that needs to be reinforced. These are clay sewers. They're still in good shape, but they're leaky, they're unstable, and what you do is you take this fiberglass liner and they insert it, blow it up, you use steam, and it molds to the interior of the sewer. And what it does is it allows us to reinforce the sewers so they're good for another 20 years without having to dig up the sewer, the road, and everything else around it. And it allows us to put these sewers keep them in operation at a minimal cost. The cost is, instead of $200-300 a foot, it's $20-30 a foot, depending on the size of the sewer line. So what it is basically, we're lining them with a fiberglass insert that hardens, and you essentially have a fiberglass pipe in the inside of your existing pipe. That's what that is.
So there wasn't one there before?
I'm sorry?
There wasn't one there before?
We're taking existing pipes and we're reinforcing them. We've done this project, we did this project approximately 6 years ago.
Oh, okay, so there was one there before?
There was a project like this before. We're not doing the same pipes.
Not the same, oh, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Is there a specific area you're doing those in?
Yes, ma'am, there is. It's not one particular area, but it's actually the sanitary sewers in the area of Richardson, in the alleys north of Richardson, Kearney, Chestnut, 15th Street, and White, with an alternate in the alleys west of 15th Street and north of Griswold.
Any other questions?
Is there any significance as to that site?
We have TV'd these particular sites and found that they're leaking, they're unstable, but they're not in such bad condition that we need to immediately replace them. We found that this particular type of technology will work to extend their life, again, for another 20, 30 years or so, well, at minimal cost.
Okay, so
Without having
cost
without having to
savings,
dig them up and put brand-new pipes in.
I understand the cost savings, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. Thanks, Mayor Rep.
You're welcome. Anyone else have any questions? Yes, Councilmember Lewandowski.
Mayor, I'm assuming those areas weren't done during the CSO, that's why they need to be fixed?
Yes.
Anyone else? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes,
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 3, please.
Is accepting the quote from Preferred Heating and Cooling LLC in the amount of $7,304.10 for the replacement of the solids handling furnace at the wastewater treatment plant.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Archibald, is there a second?
support.
Mayor Pro Tem Ashford, is there discussion? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes,
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Resolutions, number 1.
Is authorizing 13 payments.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
support.
Councilmember Archibald and Mayor Pro Tem Ashford, is there discussion?
Mayor Rep,
Yes, Councilmember Harris.
I wonder if somebody could perhaps we're looking at the body construction project for South Boulevard, and back on the December 12th meeting, we approved a contract increase of $23,376.13. Yet, in tonight's document for body construction, it says here the balance approved on December 12th, 2016 was $23,816.13. With my math, it's a $440 increase, and I just kind of wondered where this $440 went.
Is that item 1.5, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Because body construction, like I say, back on the December 12th meeting and stuff, we approved the increased contract for $23,367.13. And on tonight's document attachment, I think it's 1-5, it says that the amount approved on December 12th was $23,816.
You're old.
Lenny's looking it up, or go ahead, do you have an answer, Mr.?
Yeah, I believe Ed's looking it up and Lenny's looking it up, but I do believe there was amount payable still out on that contract.
Because it was 4 that were
Yeah,
due.
there was still
There's-
payable due in
Yeah.
addition to the amount the council approved from the previous contract amount. But we'll double check on that.
Okay, but it does state for payments, number 4.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't think it throws off what we owe the contractor,
No,
but it's,
it's just,
Yeah.
but it just reflected different because it reflects back here, it says this is what we paid on December 12th, and there's $440 difference, so.
yeah. I think we're okay with the payments. They'll go ahead and send an explanation out. Is that okay with you, Councilmember Harris?
Is that?
We can go ahead with the payments, and then
Oh,
they'll
absolutely.
they'll
Yep.
send you an explanation,
Yep.
okay? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Go.
Okay, then we will take a vote on the payments.
Councilmember Ruiz.
Yes.
Councilmember Warden.
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald.
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford.
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski.
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 2.
Is approving the revised Water Utility Series Rules and Regulations Bulletin 2-2 entitled Establishing or Reactivating Water and Sewage Accounts for the Purpose of Reducing the Tenant Required Deposit Amount.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Member Archibald, is there a second?
So moved.
Councilmember Warden, I would assume that this becomes effective assuming that the ordinance gets passed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any discussion on this item?
Mayor Rep,
Yes, Councilmember Harris.
I know at the last meeting, the previous meeting, the public audience brought up the fact about the timeline between,
That would be discussed during the ordinance change.
Oh, will it? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I
All
said
right.
this would become effective as long as the ordinance is passed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Yep,
So that would be discussed at that point. This is just making the paperwork part of it, so
okay.
we'll take the vote on this one.
Councilmember Warden.
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald.
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford.
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz.
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. We'll move on now to ordinances. The first one, please.
It is being given its second reading and enactment. It is an ordinance to amend Chapter 48 Utilities, Article 4, Water and Sewer Service Charges of the Port Huron Code of Ordinances for the purpose of reducing the tenant-required deposit amount provided for in Section 48-160, Collection and Enforcement Deposits.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Ashford, is there a second?
Support.
Councilmember Archibald. Councilmember Harris, this would be the time to ask your question then?
Yeah,
Okay.
The question was basically, was or is there any attempt to adjust the payment period for shut-off notices?
I know Mr. Freed sent us all an email, but
Yeah.
if he wants to go over that,
Yeah,
that'd
absolutely.
probably be a good.
After reviewing Mr. Bodice's comments on video in the last meeting, he noted that it took more than 3 months to have it shut off water from delinquent. As the email I sent, that's not quite accurate. It does not take 3 months to shut someone off. It takes about 45 days. And that's because when someone's delinquent, we send out essentially a delinquent notice, and then they get a shut-off notice on their second billing, and it's 15 days past their second billing. 45 days allows us ample opportunity to work with people, to provide the proper notices, to mail them multiple notices. One of the things that we don't talk about is after we send out delinquent notices and shut-off notices, how many people actually come in and get caught up on their bill. And so we recognize that we're a low to moderate income community. We want to work with people. And so it was just, it's only 45 days. It's not more than 3 months. And so we've tried to work with people, like I stated in the email I sent to council.
That's good. I think the public just need to know that
Yeah.
because it was brought up under public audience. And yeah, we're doing the right thing. We can do better, but yes.
Absolutely.
Mayor,
Yes,
just a quick
Councilmember
question on that. James, you said we do send out a separate note, delinquent notice?
It goes-
It's not just on the bill anymore?
No, it goes, the shut-off notice goes on the second bill. So the second bill for the second month is when your shut-off notice is on there.
So they're not given anything that, the notice that they're behind, or they're,
It's on their second bill.
it's just on the bill?
It's on their second
And that's
bill.
the one that we have had complaints that it's easy to miss
Correct.
and to not notice. So have we done anything, or are we doing anything to correct that?
That would require an additional ordinance change for another notification, but that's something we can look at if the council would like.
I would like that, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Mayor Rep,
Member Warden?
just basically, this is lowering it from 8 times the readiness to service charge down to 6 times for the tenant for a deposit.
Correct.
Okay. And the notices, are these also going out to the owners of the property, the landlord as well, or just to the tenant?
I believe it's just to the tenant, but yeah, because they're responsible.
Okay, even the shut-off notice, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions, discussion? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes?
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 2 under ordinances.
Is an ordinance to repeal Chapter 12 Businesses, Article 13 Vehicles for Hire of the Port Huron Code of Ordinances.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Dual motion.
Always try to wait, and then, to get someone else the opportunity.
Then I'll do Archibald with Ashford as the second, okay?
All right.
And we have it on the floor. Is there any discussion? I believe this is just because state law changed and we cannot license them anymore, am I correct? So we really don't have a choice.
Questions?
So we're just being in compliant with the law.
Correct. So we will take the vote on that.
Mayor Rapp, just
Council-
before
yes.
this goes past, it might not even be part of this, just have a quick question. So some of the licenses that we were responsible for prior, now that this is either a state or federal law that we're repealing, is there some revenue loss that we're going to see that we don't have to handle that licensing?
I can answer that.
Yeah.
I think it's, Sue, was it $10, $20 we've made so far this year? I mean, it's like, I think it's $10. We don't make money on it.
Okay.
It costs more to process the
Okay.
paperwork than it
Nice.
does.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes?
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 3, please.
Is an ordinance to amend Chapter 52 zoning, Article 3, District Regulations, Division 1 generally, Section 52-162 map of the Port Huron Code of Ordinances for the purpose of rezoning the property generally described as 716th 17th Street from an A1 zoning district, which is a medium-density multiple-family residential district, to a C1 zoning district, which is a general business district.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Archibald.
We're all waiting now.
Is there a second?
Support.
Support. Mayor Pro Tem Ashford. Is there discussion?
Mayor Rapp,
Councilmember Harris.
I guess the only concern that I had living somewhat in the area and talking with a few of the people around there is I think they all understand what this means, but I think there's still just a little bit of apprehension in the background that what happens if they exceed the parameters of
Sorry, it's
the
not
business.
No. Mr. Haynes will speak to that.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. That was a concern expressed during the Planning Commission meeting, is the use of the facility and its impact in the surrounding neighborhoods. The person who just came to the podium is the owner,
Okay.
Mr. Wagner of Bright Futures. And he assured the Planning Commission that this is not going to be working with ones within substance abuse or coming out of the prison system. This is strictly for those who have either physical handicaps and disabilities or some type of either physical or developmental disabilities is what this is going to be focused on.
Yeah, I think the trend from what I hear in the neighborhood is to get some stability back in there. You know, when it was a credit union, it was a stable industry, and then it went to help
Assisted
them
housing
with
facility.
senior care and things like that, and it seemed like every successful owner failed in some attempt to keep their business going, so maybe this is the right answer, so.
Thank you.
Mayor Rapp.
Councilmember Warden.
Mr. Haynes. I'm assuming, did flyers go out to the surrounding, within 100 yards or whatever?
300 feet.
300 feet? They all had their chance and,
Right.
okay.
And again, they expressed the concerns, but Mr. Wagner has been very helpful in actually communicating one-on-one when there has been questions.
Okay.
Mayor Rep?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, and our representative on the planning commission, were you at the meeting at all? Oh, okay. Yeah, and with that, it was very helpful. We did receive a full explanation. We received it from the city manager, so I was satisfied with that. Thank you. Thanks, Mayor Rep.
Mayor?
Yes, Councilmember Archibald.
It's stated in here this is a proposed day program, so can I assume this would be residents, or at least St. Clair County residents, or will they be coming from all over? What is the intent?
I would call up Mr. Wagner to explain
That's
his
fine now,
clientele.
then, if you,
We do not do residential. It's a day program for developmentally disabled adults. It runs Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, no weekends. People come through Blue Water Transit, they're dropped off, and they're picked up in the afternoon around 3 o'clock. And we have 35 years of experience, and we keep the properties up. It's very important to us. We got what we heard from the neighbors and stuff, and I've talked to about 4 or 5 neighbors. Very nice people, and I don't anticipate any problems from anybody. So.
okay. Thank you. If there's not anything else, we will take the vote.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 4, please.
Is being given its first reading and is an ordinance to amend Chapter 52 zoning, Article 3, District Regulations, Division 1, generally Section 52-162 map of the Port Huron Code of Ordinances for the purpose of rezoning the properties generally described as 605 16th Street, 613 11th Lapeer Avenue, 617th Lapeer Avenue, and 1621 Lapeer Avenue from a C1 zoning district, which is known as a general business district, to an R1 zoning district, known as a single and two-family residential district.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Archibald, is there a second?
Second?
Councilmember Ruiz. Is there discussion?
Mayor Rep,
Yes, Councilmember Harris.
just a comment. The feeling that I had talking to some of the people also in that neighborhood, which is just down the street from the other facility, is the people are generally very acceptable of this. I think some of them would like to see it have it encumber a lot more property in the area, but I guess we got to start someplace, so it's a good start. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
Mayor Rep,
Yes, Councilmember Warden.
I got a little information from Mr. Freed earlier, which I appreciated. Just if you can explain that this is going from a C1 with commercial to now it's going to be strictly for residential?
Excuse me, that is correct. This was C1 zoning. These are all residential properties. And what really kind of started this conversation was 613 Lapeer was a property that was for sale and sold, and the new owner wanted to continue the residential use. Well, the property had been vacant for over 6 months, which triggered that it had to then conform to the existing zoning. And at that point, we said that you can make the request, but then as we looked at the other properties around it and contacted those property owners, they also wanted to see their properties rezoned. So the city administration took the lead on it and requesting the rezoning.
So the different owners all now with R1 residential for the use, it probably would help also when you're doing any type of potential financing, refinancing,
Exactly.
appraisal. Usually the financial institutions require the zoning to be what they're loaning for.
Yeah, 20 years in appraisal, if you have a non-conforming use, depending on if it can be rebuilt, it can cause problems with
That'll help.
financing and insurance.
Okay, yep, thank you.
Thank you. We will take the vote.
Councilmember Lewandowski?
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. That concludes the regular part. But before I go to the announcements, we have one additional communication to add to the agenda, and it's from Councilmember Lewandowski. I would need a vote and a second to put it on the agenda.
I will move that.
You will move that. Is there a second?
Second.
And I can just say, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? So we do have one communication from Councilmember Lewandowski, and I will just let you handle it, Alan.
Yep, not a problem. Today, I'm turning in my resignation letter from City Council. I've been on City Council since 2007, and it's been some of the best times of my life. The last couple of months, though, have been pretty tough on me. Losing the mayor's race is never easy, but at least I lost to Pauline, somebody who's a qualified and exceptional candidate. I've also, at that time, I announced I was running for mayor. Something else happened in my life that
It's okay.
I guess it's caused me some issues, and I'm just going to leave it at that, I guess, for now. I just appreciate it. I want to thank the residents. I want to thank my family, all the council members that I've served with over the years, all the council members I've defeated over the years. A lot more of those than
Way to go, Alan. Go out with a bang.
It's one of those things is I never wanted to be a family man. It was never in my goals in life to do that until it happened. I had 2 young kids come into my life that are no longer there anymore, and it's something that I've had a little bit of trouble getting over with. So I appreciate it. Maybe you'll see me in the future, maybe you won't. Who knows where life's going to lead me, but it's been a fun 10 years on council. I've seen a lot of things go on in the city. When I first got on council in 2007, it was, a desolate downtown, and it's come back quite a bit from that. I used to always tell everybody, you used to be able to go down and hit a golf ball on a Friday night and you wouldn't hit anybody, and you can't do that on Tuesday night anymore. So I believe I'm leaving the city in a better position than what I've left it, or when I started, and I've been grateful for my time and the ability to serve up here. I've met a lot of new people, made some enemies, I've made a lot of friends too. It's not an easy job. Anybody that thinks this job is easy, people expect when they call you that you're going to answer your phone no matter what time of night it is, and they expect you to show up at their functions, and that's part of serving the city of Port Huron. And I said it's one of the best cities I've ever had the chance, and I haven't lived in many, but it's one of the best I've ever had the chance to live in. And I said, I don't think we realize what we have up here that a lot of other cities wish they had. I said, it's a great city, and I think it's moving forward in the right direction, and hopefully one day I'll still be here for this, or maybe not, but I know I'll always call it home. I've had a love for this city since I was a kid. As my dad was working in the DPW, I can remember going out and 5, 6 years old, helping them put up signs or change light bulbs or going for rides in the trucks up at the DPW warehouse. And I'm grateful for that. I think that's what gave me the love of politics. Be that and sitting at home on Monday night when council meetings were on as a kid. I always had to watch them instead of Monday Night Football until they were over, because my dad being a division head used to drive me nuts sometimes. Need to get going down there back in the 90s. It's like, don't you know the Lions are about to play?
We used to knock them
But
down.
no, it's been a great time. And I said, it's been a struggle. I know you can see I've lost about 20 pounds since the election. It's not by choice, obviously, but I'm doing better. I got to take some time, and 10 years, you get burned out after a while, and I appreciate everything everybody's ever done for me and any help they've ever given me, and I'll still be around if you need me for a while, so if there's anything I can ever do for you guys, just let me know. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Alan, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
All these years.
Mayor Rapp?
We do need before, and then I'll let you speak, but we do need a motion to receive and
We
file
did.
it.
Oh,
We put it on the agenda with the other motion, but we did not receive and
So
file it.
moved.
Okay.
support.
And then now, if you would like to make a
I
comment.
just wanted to say to Alan, it has been a pleasure serving with you. You'll be greatly missed. And I do, as you said, we've developed friendships, and it's not always rosy between all of us all the time, but it has been a wonderful time serving with you for the last 7 years, and I wish you all the best in the future, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Thank you.
Anybody else have something to say? Yes, Councilmember Ruiz.
Well, I sent an email, and Al knows how I feel about his service, and there isn't anybody in this city who should not be grateful for your service and all that you've brought to this council on any issue. You've always done your homework. You've always known, presented issues and support. And as Sherry said, we don't always agree in all the issues that come along, but You have a license to stand at that podium at any time because you've served on this city council, as so many have in the past, and you should be proud of that. And I'm proud to have served with you, and I appreciate your service.
Thank you, Rico.
I guess I'd just like to make a short comment. I've expressed it to Alan already about a week or so ago, and unfortunately, I didn't win. I would told him that we would miss him on council, and I would hope that he would stay, but Alan's made a decision that's good for Alan, and I recognize that, and I just wish him good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Well, Alan, I guess I'm last, huh?
It's all right.
Almost, okay. Well, you know, I knew you when you were a little kid, because I worked with your dad, so, but serving with you these past, was it 3 years or whatever?
Something like that.
Yeah, 2 years, yeah. I don't know what happened to my math. But anyway, and I've expressed some things to you personally, you know, via email. And, you know, I just wish you Godspeed, and I know that all things are possible through him. I want to take that path and saying goodbye to you publicly, because people get up here with a one issue kind of a thing, but you were all over the place, you know. And no, that's a good thing.
I know.
That's a good thing, because when you get here, people think, and a servant is hard, you know, it's the most thankless job, but yet somebody higher than us appreciate it, and that's who counts, you know. So I think you made a courageous decision, because your health comes first and your family. So you don't owe anybody anything, but you do owe it to yourself to take care of yourself.
Thank you.
So I love you, and God bless you.
Thank you. I love you too, Anita.
Okay, well, come give me a hug then. All right. Here's a hug. Yeah, oh, that was one of them knockouts, okay.
Mayor Rep, even though I have a newly up here on council, I want to give a perspective from actually being out there in the chairs and watching and attending these meetings and seeing these meetings. And one thing I want to say to Councilmember Alan Lewandowski, he always not afraid to ask questions. Also, one thing about City Council up here is that really open discussion and deliberation is encouraged, and sometimes it's hard to have that. And he definitely is one of the most knowledgeable people, and I appreciate his leadership from there, and also getting to know him over the last few years personally. Made an impact on me, and I'm sure on everybody else, and I think it really just helps us all you've definitely done an awful lot of things here in the city of Port Huron and on city council that have really laid some foundation for what has been already now built and into the future. So I just appreciate, I want to make sure I give my 2 cents, which, best wishes, and stay in touch if you want, and you're greatly appreciated.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
Mr. Freed would like to say something?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, Councilman Lewandowski, I just want to say on behalf of the city staff, you're one of the few council members who actually worked the jobs and was out in the field. And I know that our staff, oftentimes, they have to face a lot of unfair criticism for things around town, and they always knew that you supported them and you defended them out in the public. And your knowledge kept us sharp. You kept me on my toes. I remember telling the department heads a couple meetings, we got to, especially if public works issue, I know we got to be right on the ball, because Alan's done this job. He knows everything about this job. If we're wrong, he'll call us out on it. So on behalf of the city staff, we appreciate you being an advocate for the workers out there in the field and defending them when they had to make unpopular decisions. You're always in support of our public works, our water department, our law enforcement. And I know that the employees are very grateful for that. So thank you.
They've been great employees in the city of Port Huron. I said you couldn't ask for much better staff than what you have. So.
Well, I guess I'm the last. When you speak of there, I get to be the last. I have known you, too, since you were a child, as my son and you went to school together. So it's been a long time, and you were a formidable opponent. And
Wish I could have put up a better campaign. I just didn't have it in me at the time.
But, and we managed to get through that and still remain friendly, so I think that's a tribute to you. So, and I've enjoyed working with you. We will miss you.
Thank you.
And I can give you a hug, too.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And we do need to, though, we'll just say all those in favor, please signify by saying aye on his resignation. I need to take the vote. Oh, you looked at me like...
Oh, no, I'm just,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We do have a couple of announcements before we conclude the actual agenda. City offices will be closed Monday, January 16th in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Planning Commission will hold a workshop on Tuesday, January 24th at 6 p.m. in Conference Room 408 to begin discussions on the review of the Master Plan and Recreation Plan. I understand today is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, so you are appreciated, and I hope you know that. There you go, a little applause. I also would like to congratulate our city manager. He received honorable mention yesterday at it was the Dr. Martin Luther King kickoff celebration at historic Shiloh Baptist Church, which our Mayor Pro Tem Ashford headed up that program. So our city manager was one of the recipients of an award, so congratulations for that. Is there anything else to come before the council?
Mayor Rep,
Councilmember?
I just got one last kind of good thing for our neighborhood over there, and I'd just like to thank Dave Ledworth and Extreme Power Construction. As anybody would know in here, they bought the old school administration building. Extreme Power Construction is a growing company that has business throughout the country doing high wire repair and stuff for the Edison and a number of companies. I think it's a plus. They had chances to go other places, but they decided to stay in Port Huron, and I think it's just a great asset, and I wish that we welcome well to Port Huron. So thanks, David Ledworth and company.
Thank you. Bringing that up. Yes, Mayor Pro Tem
just
Ashford.
two announcements in regards to Martin Luther King Day on Sunday prior to the holiday. They're having an event at Restoration Church, and that is on Gratiot for the whole public. The Reverend Alec Crennington will be the speaker there, and it's usually it's given by Operation Transformation, so it's not just one churches, it's the United Churches that you can attend. And then that following Monday...
It's at 3 o'clock.
I mean, it's at 3 o'clock, forgive me, 3 o'clock, thank you, Mayor Rupp. And then at 6 o'clock on Monday, the day of the holiday, Martin Luther King holiday, the SC4 annually, along with the Times Herald and our local chapter of the NAACP also will recognizing Martin Luther King Day. So we have plenty of opportunities to go and show our support in the memory of the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Thank you for bringing that up, too. Anything else to come before council?
Madam Mayor, I just have just a couple announcements for everybody, just to remind you. The International Silver Stick Finals, we're going to have, this weekend is when it starts, and again, a changed format, but it is based here in Port Huron. It's something to be very proud of. So I want everybody to know that we're going to have people coming in from all over North America for the next 3 weeks, 3 weekends. They're here. They're going to be seeing our town. It's a wonderful town. And anytime you're out and about, or whether you have to go to the rink or not, the restaurants, the stores, just being around, it is a real chance that we show off our community. Their impact, when they come, and their impression, and every little store, restaurant, you name it, is they take with us and they share and give back where their home is. So it is starting this weekend, and actually it's kind of exciting thing for the kids, and actually this is a AAA weekend, which is usually a very high level of talent. And I do want to our own legal counsel, Mr. Schaude, he has 2 of his sons are playing on one of the teams, Detroit Little Caesars, and I know there's a couple other local kids on that team as well. Chris Draper is the head coach, was the former Red Wing. You will see probably maybe even like a Marley Lemieux or some of these programs that come in from around. Actually, you have NHL and Hall of Famers come in that are part of these teams as coaches and part of the programs. This is a great time to have a positive exposure and showing off all of our progress. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that starting this weekend and the next 3 weeks, you're going to see a lot of activity in and out throughout, and wonder who these people are from all over. But again, it's City of Port Huron is the home of this. We're going to try to, again, great chance for ambassadorship of sharing what we have. And any chance you have, point out the positives. Point out the positives. Share it. So that's my announcement. I wanted to make sure that we let everybody know that it's starting and we're here.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Mayor, I would just like to say congratulations to Becky Smith, the CEO of Lake Huron Medical Center, former Mercy Hospital. Becky Smith announced her retirement. She has served on numerous boards and committees across the city, and to be frank, she has been a mentor and friend of mine since I've gotten here and helped show me the way through town. And I couldn't think of anyone as more qualified as she was to usher that hospital through that transition, and she really is a hometown girl with a Port Huron story. She went from a nurse to the CEO and just showed that anything can happen. So very proud of Becky and her retirement and what she's done for our community.
Absolutely. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Meeting adjourned.